As much as the Lords inflicted an epic defeat on the police crackdown bill last night, sadly the same couldn't be said in the Commons, as the Tories' blatantly self-serving voter ID bill passed. Up to 2 million people will now have been robbed of their ability to vote due to their lack of photo ID. It's legalised voter suppression. For all those people out there so proud of what their parents and grandparents fought and died for those who admire the suffragette movement and its achievements at great personal cost, the bunch of fascists in power run allegedly by Boris Johnson, when he's sober enough to not require barricading in his own quarters, of course, have voted through voter suppression, and it's suppression based on class, based on income, based on circumstances, based on age, based on ethnicity. It is these who will lack the passport, lack the photo card driving licence, and with no free alternative being offered so as to not disenfranchise voters, it is ensuring that those who do not typically vote Tory do not vote for anyone else either, thus benefiting the very people who have imposed this draconian legislation upon us. It ought to be a take to the streets motion, but when UK politics has put people off with no change, no alternatives, no hope for a better future for over 40 years now, with many of those not likely to vote anyway, as fully a third of the nation opts not to each general election, it's unlikely to elicit the kind of protest needed to overturn it. This is a power grab on behalf of the Tories. Their own voters won't be affected. If you can afford to vote Tory, you can afford either of these IDs, or you're an impoverished idiot, but most will be the former. It's exposed a huge amount of hypocrisy as well, however, as 85 Tory MPs who voted this through had actually voted against the introduction of COVID passes to nightclubs. They vote to suppress voting, but not to suppress a pandemic-causing virus. That does make you a bit of a bastard, really, doesn't it? The government has made an opportunistic meal out of a handful of voter fraud cases you could count on one hand. Tory MP David Davis, one of only 2 Tories to vote against this, called it an illiberal solution to a non-existent problem, and I have to agree with that. Trials of this scheme held during the 2018 local elections saw hundreds turned away, with many not returning. The people who go out to vote, especially during local elections, with typically lousy turnout, will be regular voters. This will end up increasing the number of people who do not vote, and the lower the numbers, the less democratic the results will be. People were warned against backing Johnson at the last election. Many of us knew how catastrophically right-wing he was. But hey, at least we got Brexit, right?